Social anxiety can be a paralyzing experience that happens to anyone, making everyday interactions feel like a daunting task. It's a common phenomenon that can strike at any moment, leaving you staring blankly at someone, desperately searching for something to say. Social anxiety is not just about feeling nervous or self-conscious, it's about your mind freezing up and unable to think of what to say or do. When we're anxious, our minds can freeze, making it hard to think of what to say or do, whereas a calm mind can freely flow with ideas. This is because our brains are wired to respond to threats, and when we feel anxious, our minds go into overdrive, making it hard to access our usual flow of thoughts. It's like trying to recall a word on the tip of your tongue, but no matter how hard you try, it just won't come. Social anxiety can be so intense that it can lock in patterns of thought that make it harder to think on your feet. The more we experience social anxiety, the more our minds shrink, making it harder to access our usual flow of thoughts. This can be a vicious cycle, as the more we struggle to think, the more anxious we become, and the more our minds shrink. It's a bit like a snowball rolling down a hill, gathering speed and size as it goes, making it harder to stop or change direction. One of the worst parts of social anxiety is feeling like you're stuck in a conversation, unable to think of what to say or do. It's like being trapped in a never-ending loop of self-doubt and fear, with no escape in sight. But here's the thing, our brains are capable of adapting to new situations, even if we're not consciously aware of it. While it's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts, it's also possible to rewire our brains to think more positively, even in anxious moments. However, this rewiring process can be time-consuming and requires effort, whereas quick fixes might provide temporary relief but not lasting change. It's a trade-off, really. Do you want to invest the time and effort to rewire your brain, or do you want to rely on quick fixes that might not last? But what if I told you that our brains can adapt to new situations, even if we're not consciously aware of it? It's a bit like a muscle that needs to be exercised regularly to stay strong and flexible. The more we challenge ourselves to think positively, the more our brains adapt and become better equipped to handle anxious situations. This is not to say that social anxiety is easy to overcome, but it is possible to learn and grow from our experiences. In fact, our brains can change and adapt in response to new experiences, even if we're not consciously aware of it. It's a bit like a river that flows around obstacles, always finding a way to change course and adapt to its surroundings. Social anxiety can be a challenging experience, but by understanding what happens in our minds and taking small steps towards change, we can start to break free from its grip. This is not about achieving some kind of perfect calm or eliminating anxiety entirely, but about learning to navigate it and find ways to cope. By recognizing that our brains can adapt and change, we can start to see social anxiety as an opportunity for growth and learning, rather than a source of fear and avoidance. In this sense, social anxiety can be a catalyst for change, pushing us to confront our fears and limitations and find new ways to think and behave. This is not to say that it's easy or that it happens overnight, but it is possible to learn and grow from our experiences, even the difficult and painful ones. Ultimately, it's up to each of us to decide how we want to respond to social anxiety, whether we want to let it hold us back or use it as a chance to grow and learn.